Welcome to game number 4 in the round of 64 best out of 5 qualifiers for the Hidden Cup 4 between the Rubenstock and Valas. And game 4's map will be the home map of Valas, namely Bay. In the northeast we have Rubenstock playing as the blue Lithuanians, and in the south corner of the map we have Valas playing as the green Italians. Bay is a map also commonly known as pants, I do believe, considering it might resemble a belt here and two legs, crotch being the bay here, with some juicy fish in it. And interestingly, we have some shallows here, which you cannot build buildings on, but units are able to walk on it. That means that unless players will wall all on the land around them, there is no possibility to land to the shoreline tightly, because units are able to walk around in the shallows either way. Which means, like I said, that players have to wall. If they want to wall, they have to wall completely by the land, also walling out the shoreline. Italians is, I believe, it's the rated #1 water civs overall. Bay is not an entirely full water map, although it's a hybrid map, so there is quite a deal of water involved in one relatively large common body of water with plenty of deep sea fish. So going for a dock before the mill and having some extra food economy with fishing ships is more or less a must. Build so far quite standard, nothing unexpected right off the bat. Rubenstock has not scouted this enemy yet. And if you have patience with me, I will look at Valas. Valas has indeed been scouting a little bit of Rubenstock, spotting his secondary gold, secondary main stone, and his first wood line. This map has resources quite evenly spread out. If we take a look at Valas's map, he has his main gold front, surrounded by 3 wood lines, no back wood lines to speak of. Same can be said regarding the wood lines for Rubenstock, which has quite indeed only the 3 wood lines very forward, so this could prove dangerous if Valas is able to deny him any wood lines in some aggression, which is not possible quite in the same way, vice versa, as Valas has one slightly more back wood line here to the east of his town center. Looking at the main gold pile position, it's a little bit better for Rubenstock than Valas. Valas having it as forward as possible in the enemy direction, while Rubenstock has it a little bit in the opposite direction here to the north. Resources wise, secondary gold is to the west of Valas's main gold is here. This could prove a valuable area for Rubenstock to potentially push. And there is also such an area for Valas here, where he can gain control of Rubenstock's main stone, secondary gold, and 1 wood line here. In the periphery of the map we have herds of ibex and deer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 herds of those, 7 even. And we have quite a bit of extra neutral resources, neutral gold, a little bit of further. We actually have 1 stripe of 4 piles of neutral golds, and then also the same for stones. So this is quite a resource-rich map. Both players have gotten the fishing going quite neatly. Rubenstock will be adding a second dock. Both players will be advancing to the feudal age at more or less the same time. And up on this belt we have even more extra resources. So there is quite a lot of resources on this map. I would even almost say it's almost the same amount of wood as there is gold and stone, at least relative to how it usually looks on maps such as the more traditionally played ones like Arabia, where there's always 2 secondary, 1 main and then 1 neutral, whereas here there is quite an abundance of resources to be found. And this elevation can also play an interesting role. And the relics are very symmetrically put, with 1 relic here, 1 relic here, and the remaining ones are 3, so there's 5 as usual. The remaining ones are up here on the, should we say, belt of the pant layout of this map. Valas will be walling in here. The units can still walk here, but those units would indeed be in danger of any warships from Valas, be they fire galleys or even demolition ships, which can prove really really quite dangerous against large groups of densely packed land units. We will be seeing some of the first combat which will indeed be out on sea, between both players having 2 fire galleys each. There's also the equal amount of production potential, both players having 2 docks. As of yet we have only had 1 kill in the game. If I'm not mistaken, that would be the scout. I think it's the scout, and I might indeed have missed that direct event. Rubenstock will be getting a kill there, but being outnumbered he will be escaping, then retreating. He will be repairing these fire galleys, and there's a demo. Valas will be seeing that and very diligently moving them away, putting them in a staggered formation to avoid. But this could be dicey even for Rubenstock if he's not careful, because there's also 1 here. Oh, they will go take each other out. But now Rubenstock has relatively quite much hit points on these now, having now Valas outnumbered, but Valas is on his home here, having a repairer behind healing the fire galley with the most. But Rubenstock coming with it. Oh, they were densely packed. That's a very good trade for Rubenstock, getting 2 ships there with a demo. 1 demo, not doing too much, only getting 1 fire ship. And if he's not careful, that villager is fine. It's going to go back to safety. But it does indeed appear from this point here, Rubenstock has indeed conquered the water, having full military control with 4 warships over 0. He will indeed be taking out the fishing ships, and it seems Valas might be limiting his losses now by focusing solely on land, or he might also do another warship push to gain back the control over the water, which he will indeed be doing by garrisoning some more fire galleys in his docks, which are under attack from Rubenstock. Also very wisely making sure to keeping his warships social distanced, so they are not in danger of any sudden demolition rafts popping out. Valas will be putting down a market, perhaps a sign of that he will be trying to get to the castle age. He does indeed have plenty of gold now, which he will be spending on among other things, castle age. Valas will be pushing out now. He only has 3 fire gallows though versus Rubenstock's 7. It is a hopeless fight against the warships, but perhaps Valas can pull off getting some kills against Rubenstock's fishing ships. It doesn't appear he was able to do so far. The killing of civilians of Ward so far goes to Rubenstock, having killed 3 of Valas, who is in return has not been able to kill any of Rubenstock. But Rubenstock has not been idle on land either. He has not lost all his focus on this pond of the map. He will be adding an archery range, and he has been building outpost after outpost after outpost after outpost, making sure he sees very well what's going on this side of the map. And I do believe he has Town Watch to have this amazingly effective, and he will be seeing, he will know exactly that there's some shenanigans going on here with Valas sending out villagers. So these outposts providing much value. He knows exactly what's going on with these extra resources, and he knows very well that Valas will be sending some villagers out. The question is, what would Valas do with these 2 villagers? One will be fighting a spearman from Rubenstock. Rubenstock will have the upper hand, putting a second spearman, impaling the poor villager horribly, who will also be shot by this archer. Valas still has 1 villager here. Might be that he might get away with this sneaky villager and get some shenanigans going over here somewhere on the map and getting some action done with this. He was not able to do anything further on the water, which now is solely controlled by Rubenstock, having full control with his 8 fire galleys now having access to all the fish. So Valas will be putting all his focus and investment onto land, but there is a looming threat coming, and he isn't, now he is aware. He did not see, this was very deftly, neatly out of sight from Valas, and while Rubenstock won't be getting any kills just yet with this tower, it will be denying Valas this wood line, forcing Valas to move a little bit away out of the range of this tower. And under the cover of these fire galleys, Rubenstock will be able to push with this quite small amount of military. And this is another nice thing about the shallows. You can have your own units and have them fall back way out in the water and be protected with a radius of as much as 6 tiles with all of your navy, which is quite a neat thing. And Rubenstock is now denying this wood line as well from Valas, who has now been denied 2 wood lines, forced onto a new one, and he is now completely routed from this wood line. He has been in the castle age for quite a bit by now. Rubenstock clicking up only just has clicked up, and has come up to the advanced to the castle age only just now. Valas has not been able to gain any advantage with the early uptime in castle age. He has been forced consistently by Rubenstock to just be on the defensive, reacting to whatever Rubenstock has been doing to him, and not been able to do much initiative on his own. He will be trying to turn that around now, though, with a town center here, trying to secure his main stone. He does have a knight out, which will, however, be going down to this knight from Rubenstock, who has more hit points. Rubenstock has already put down stable here and a siege workshop, and while we've been talking about that, I've been completely missing out on this sneak villager, which has been able to accomplish some things, putting down a monastery, siege workshop, and some more pressure here with actually some castle age pressure. And I spoke too soon and ignorantly when I said that Valas has not been able to get much value from the early uptime, which he has indeed been getting with forward siege workshop here. Also in return denying 1 wood line from for Rubenstock. This could turn a bit ugly for Rubenstock, but he will be getting up the castle age in time. He will, however, be losing one villager here so far. Actually lost 3 villagers now during the game in total. So there is plenty of going on. We have some battling over in Valas' base, which has calmed down a little bit now. Rubenstock does have these 6 crossbowmen in the back, still denying this woodline, also denying any further expansion of any farms here, forcing several of Valas' villages idols. But there's plenty of idle time for both players, though, of over 35 minutes for both players. Valas will be having a few scouts knights roaming around in Rubenstock's base. Ruben does not have that much to respond with. Well, quite a considerable amount of spearmen, which could prove a considerable threat, considering there are 5 against 1 now against that Castle Age Knight. Valas, still having a bit sour memory from game number 3, will be adding some scorpions to let Rubenstock taste his own medicine of some scorpion fire from these Italian scorpions. Meanwhile, Rubenstock will be pushing on, still having now adding at his knight, although with slightly low HP, quite vulnerable. Valas adding 1 scorpion in response. If he's not careful, though, this knight might get it, but the knight has 3 hit points left, so that knight is going to die quite swiftly to virtually anything. Rubenstock taking care to not lose any. He will be picking off a few villagers here. Valas not noticing, loses yet a few more villagers, and Valas has now lost 11 villagers totally in the game, while Rubenstock has been able to limit his villager losses to 4. Valas will be trying to still pushing here with his remaining scorpions here. We'll be taking a fight here with the knights versus the spearmen. Meanwhile, in the water, there's 1 fish left, but other than that, Rubenstock has fished up all the fish in this little bay. Plenty of idle time for both players, though, although 20 more minutes for Valas. Rubenstock will be trying to get these scorpions, but Valas has 2 monks converting and charming those 2 villages over. They had desire to kill that scorpion, now they have the desire to join the wonderful army of the green Italian Valas. So unfortunately for Rubenstock, those villagers will be betraying Rubenstock. Rubenstock will be in hot pursuit with the spearmen, trying to kill off this scorpion, which will indeed be going down to the spearmen. And if Valas is not able to save, the second one does appear that second one will go down as well. And Rubenstock, with this 7 HP knight, is able to kill off the monk, which so deftly wooed over a few of Rubenstock's villagers. Rubenstock will be continuing to pushing, being an annoying pain in the butt here for Valas in Valas' back base. Pushing here and there, trying to get a few more kills. Rubenstock has been able to get a few more kills, and there's now 13 villager kills for Rubenstock, whereas now only 6 for Valas, and I believe probably the conversions are included there. Valas will be getting this 7 HP scout now converted to his side. Monk will be going down after that, though, getting impaled by those angry blue spearmen. Rubenstock will be putting down his own front town center here, securing a bit more economy. This is a recurring pattern which we also saw in the last game, in game number 3 of Hideout, where suddenly 1 sneak villager suddenly multiplied on their own with a fresh town center and suddenly having an economy in the enemy's backyard. Valas will be trying to get a bit more security and safety, securing his main stone here, and more wood also, hopefully. Those crossbowmen still alive, being as annoying as they can. Rubenstock having added yet another knight, and that's a lot of farms that Rubenstock is able to deny for Valas. Valas not getting any pressure more through anymore on Rubenstock with his main base. Valas will indeed be getting up this castle to secure another wood line, and also killing off at least this one tower, and don't think quite yet it will have this tower in range. Only it's not having fletching yet. I don't believe it has that one in range. Valas will be trying to clawing as much new territory as possible, also going for another town center here. Little did he know. And we see a market quick wall from Rubenstock. Temporarily catching these villages vulnerable to the crossbow fire from Rubenstock. They will be, however, taking that market foundation down and will be walking calmly but surely to safety. Looking at the population overall, it's looking quite much in Rubenstock's favor, having 22 military over only 3 military for Valas. Also, the civilian population is also looking quite decisively in Rubenstock's favor, with 77 villagers over 56, I do believe. That includes 4 fishing ships, which don't offer much value now until they will be putting down some fish traps, which they probably will once there are not any fish left. But overall we have 103 population total over 63, so this is once again looking very dicey for Valas' part. And he has still not been able to get rid of these, well, now he has finally being able to get rid of this very annoying knight and his 2 remaining crossbow friends with some Genoese crossbowmen, which is the unique Italian crossbow unit which counters cavalry. So it's a crossbowman unit which counters cavalry, which just has a bonus against. Rubenstock Chickily will be denying this wood line nonetheless, with a tower ranging the wood line but safely out of range of this castle. Valas will be very desperately getting this town center in nonetheless. Rubenstock still having 1 scout there, 3 crossbowmen killing off these poor villagers, being ordered again and again by Valas to get this town center down. Valas will be putting forward a mangonel to hopefully get these crossbowmen off Valas' back, ordering these poor injured villagers to once again get forward and secure these town center. There's still 1 knight. The knight will be riding down 1 villager. And if he's not careful, he lost the mangonel to the tower here, which Rubenstock definitely built to deny the wood line and also the defensive mangonel. Valas will nonetheless desperately be clawing for yet more of this wood line, which is still a bit in range of this tower, unfortunately. And there's more crossbowmen coming in from Rubenstock now. The population is now 122 over 70, almost double the population soon. And we have not yet reached 40 minutes of the game, and neither player... both players are into the castle age, but this is looking very nasty for Valas' part. Still only having 2 town centers, whereas Rubenstock has 1, 2, 3, 4 town centers. Rubenstock has 4 town centers booming out of, whereas Valas only has 2 town centers and only has 65 villager workforce, whereas Rubenstock is 106. Rubenstock pushing even now further with crossbowmen denying this wood line as well. There is virtually no wood line safe for Valas, except now finally this back-ish eastern wood line more or less safe. But the question is it enough this late into the game to give Valas any form of opportunity to claw back into the game? He has 1 castle and 1 siege workshop. He has not been able to do anything here. No multiplying innovation possible for this 1 sneak villager, and even if he were to attempt it, there is not much resources right now to do it, and he's forced to focus solely, simply just as a theme recurring throughout this game, reacting to what Rubenstock is doing. And Rubenstock has now returned to be even more annoying once again in the back. He will be denying this wood line as well, now returning with 9 crossbowmen and a cavalry archer. Alright. Valas will be responding with a scorpion to kill 1 crossbowman, but it seems very nasty for Valas now. That scorpion might be going down quite quickly already to the crossbowmen. These crossbowmen killing 1, 2, 3 and counting villagers. There has now gone down 49 villagers for Valas, whereas only 27 for Rubenstock. Valas will be responding with some Genoese crossbowmen, which will be helping 1 villager and 1 scorpion to hopefully maybe kill this cavalry archer with 8 hit points remaining. The cavalry archer will be running away though, and these 8 crossbow will be killing even more villagers from Valas. There's now 55, 56 villagers down. 59 villagers down. Wait, I'm reading it right. 57, 58 villagers down for Valas. The question is, what can I do now to come back from this game? Idle time is still looking quite even, but the question still remains, what can Valas do? And Rubenstock denying the gold as well! Valas has denied the wood line, he's denied the gold. He has secured ever so slightly this small wood line with yet another town center. He will be trying to putting down a few more farms, finally having killed those new annoying crossbowmen. There will still be 2 crossbowmen here, but they will slowly but surely be taken down by the scorpion from Valas. And now, finally, seemingly does Valas have enough peace to claw his way back into the game is the question. But the population is at such a difference of 138 over 69, so it's quite a big question mark. Can possibly Valas pull off some kind of comeback here? And there's a battering ram for Valas trying to take down these towers, but Rubenstock will be taking that battering ram down. Rubenstock further securing a final push seemingly of a coup de grace with knights coming from front stables, getting the upgrades as well, and these will be secured with a castle. And there's nothing this battering ram can do against the castle being protected by 8 and counting knights. Rubenstock has now advanced to the Imperial Age, whereas Valas is still ever in the Castle Age, and Valas will call it. That was game number 4 and the final game of this best of 5, and this set goes to Rubenstock with a score of 3-1. Looking at statistics, quite overwhelmingly in Rubenstock's favor. KD not so decisive as last one though, but still very much in Rubenstock's favor. All the resources gathered more in Rubenstock's favor. Uptime slightly in Valas's favor, but it did not translate to much success in the overall in the game. Villager high 129 for Rubenstock, almost 60 more than Valas. Valas putting down a castle, Rubenstock not needing to finish any castle during the game. And here is the timeline. And being the best out of 5, that was the last game, game number 4, finishing off the set in victory for Rubenstock with the score 3-1. If you enjoyed my casting, please let me know. If you would like me to cast the set between Rubenstock and Hart as well, please do let me know. This was the first time I did any bit of semi-serious casting, so please do let me know how you liked it. If you have any feedback, I have been trying to improve the games from feedback. I know the game volume was a little bit low in the first few games. Hopefully that was better in game 3 and 4. I will also be uploading a 5th video with the title of game number 5, simply because I do not like the idea that people are able to deduct the outcome just by viewing the number of videos available for the set. So I'll be uploading a video which will be including nothing but music, but the title and thumbnail will be game number 5, just so I won't spoil the result for people who can just deduct it from that there are just 4 games, so they will already know the outcome of the game number 4, knowing that it's the last video when you start watching it, and I think that's a bit dull, so I'm going to upload a video for that purpose. So don't be surprised if you see me uploading a game number 5, even though there is of course not a game number 5. But yes, I hope you enjoyed me casting this set. Please do let me know about any feedback for how you liked it, and whether you want me to whether you want me to cast the set between Hart and Rubenstock. Please do let me know if you want me to do that, and I might also do that as well. Thank you so much, and take care.